Hey guys, this is Evan from EPK Film Productions. Today, I thought it would be interesting to do about my life video. Um, now, no, I'm not the biggest YouTuber at all by any means, but I thought maybe it would be interesting to tell my story. I know usually they have these draw my life videos, but I can't draw, and honestly, I really don't know how to do the whole voiceover and all that stuff that they do for Draw My Life. So I just thought I would talk to you guys like this. Um, so right off the bat, I guess I'll get started. My name is Evan Kentai. I'm 21 years old. I had a heart transplant at 12 weeks old. I was born with a congenital heart defect. They said I wasn't going to make it. They were trying to find a heart in time. And they said they weren't. So right when I was born, they took me from my mom didn't even get to hold me. They took me and brought me to somewhere. They brought me to a different part of the hospital. And they said I wasn't going to make it. And I think my mom held me for what they said was going to be the last time. They said they pulled the curtains around, said I was going to die. And I didn't, as you can see. So when they pulled the plug, I didn't die. That's good, because I'm still here. So by that point I said, okay, what's the next step? This kid's not dead. So they started looking for a new heart. So, months and months go by, they try to find a new heart. And they finally find one. I'm 12 weeks old now, and they said, we got a heart. So they get the heart, and I have the heart transplant. And the transplant went fine, it went great. And so now it's a waiting game. First they say I have, they go by, they don't say, okay, he's fine, because, I had a heart transplant, First they see if I make it overnight. And then they say if I make it through maybe a week. Then they see I make it through 2 weeks. It's always waiting. And then eventually, they just said, you can go home. And even when I was at home, it was still a waiting game. We had to go back, I think, every few weeks back to my transplant hospital and have checkups, and then it was every few months. Now it's once a year. Go back to when I was little. After that, I went in for a routine biopsy, like I just said. Once a year I go for a biopsy to make sure there's no heart rejection. Because when you get a new heart, it's just like introducing a foreign body to your body, a foreign object to your body. Just like if you got a splinter or an illness or a sickness, the body sends antibodies to try to fight it and kill it because the body doesn't recognize that new organ or whatever you have. So the body tries to fight the new organ that you got from the transplant. So I'm on anti-rejection medicine so that the body doesn't try to fight and kill my heart. And once a year I go to biopsies and they actually take little microscopic pieces of my heart to make sure there's no rejection, and of course whatever they do, other tests. I don't know what they do. They do other tests when I'm in the OR. So that's about my biopsy. Now back to when I was little, I went to have a routine biopsy, and they went in and they found a mass growing in my throat. So they tried to use medicine to shrink it and take it out, but the medicine they used I was allergic to, and they didn't know it. We didn't know it. It's the first time, and I got really sick, and they had to knock me out unconscious under medical medical induced coma, and I was knocked out for months and months and months, and then they finally woke me up. I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat by myself, I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself, I couldn't walk, I couldn't lift my head up, I couldn't move my arms. And when I woke up, I had a trach. If you can see that scar right there, a trach in my throat. I have scars all over my body from my heart transplant, but if you want to see that, leave a comment, click like. I'll have to take my shirt off, it'll be weird, but if you really do want to see my scars from my surgeries, I'll show you. But anyway, so I woke up, I was trached, I couldn't eat by myself, I had a feeding tube down my nose, I had to learn to walk again, I was in a wheelchair. I had to learn to do, literally, I was like I was a baby again. I had to learn to do every single thing all over again. I had my birthday there, and that's when I got my dog, Maggie. She passed away 2 years ago. That was rough. But anyway, and after I learned to walk and talk and eat again, I came home. And that's the story. I know that's a short video. Now, like I said, I still go to biopsy once a year. Maybe next year. I already had it this year. Maybe next year I could bring the camera and I can show you guys what it's like having a biopsy in the hospital. So that's my story. I had a heart transplant, 12 weeks old. I still sometimes have to have routine blood draws, which doesn't hurt. You know, I get those all the time. I had them since I was babies. I've had IVs in places you would not want IVs. I'm not saying I'm the only one at all. I'm not saying I'm special. I'm the only one that went through this. There's tons of people that have had heart transplants and gone through what I've gone through, but I just thought I could give you a personal story from me about what it was like. And that's about it. So if you like this story, if you want to hear more about my medical experiences, about me staying in hospitals and what it was like, please comment, rate this video. Comment if you want more videos about my medical history. Subscribe. We got some really cool videos coming up. And have a good day. Evan from EPK Film Productions, signing off.